Hello, I'm Ryan. Today I am reviewing Incrediwear Equine polo wraps for you. Yay! I just recently bought a pair of these wraps for Beckham, but I used them for Finn for a long time because his owner had them, and I thought I would do a little review on them because they're very popular, and I thought I would give you my take on them. This isn't sponsored at all. I haven't talked to Incrediwear or anything about this video. I wish they would sponsor me, but they aren't. So this is 100% my opinion, just so you all know. So I'm going to start with some clips to show you guys how they work and what they look like and all of that. We're going to have a couple different clips, little montage here, so voiceover Ryan's going to take over for a second, and then I'll be right back. Here is what the wraps look like, just dry and wrapped. So here's his back legs and then here's his front legs. And to turn them into ice boots, you just spray them down with cold water. Incrediwear's website says to leave them on for 45 minutes to an hour, but I do it for like 20 minutes most of the time because I'm lazy. This is a comparison I took of before, after wraps, and after ice boots on a different day. And when I'm done using them, I just hang them out on my locker to dry, and I normally just leave them like this overnight. So now that you guys have seen those clips, I want to talk about pros and cons of these wraps. Pros, I definitely like the material of these wraps. They're very stretchy and they're also super thin, which is great because it's really hot here, and I also find that they're easier to wrap because of the material than regular polo wraps, and they don't look as bulky. They also fit a lot of different horses. Beckham is like 17 2 hands, but another lady at my barn uses them for her horse who's like 16 hands, so they fit a lot of different horses. Another pro is that I definitely can see the effects of them. Not as much on Beckham because he doesn't really have any major swelling in any of his legs, but the other lady who I actually bought this pair from, she uses them on her horse and he has kind of puffy, swollen back legs, and you can totally see a difference. I like that they kind of multitask because they're protective and supportive like normal polo wraps, but they also kind of help to heal your horse's legs or help the muscles and tendons and all the stuff inside. I've been really into like Incrediwear products is what they're called, I think. So it's like therapy while your horse wears them. I have Back on Track splint boots, and I've been really into researching those kinds of things. I think it's really cool to help your horse while you're riding them or while they're wearing something. And also they multitask because they're polos, but they're ice boots, which is cool too. They're very easy to wrap. Like I mentioned with them being stretchy, I just feel like these are easier to wrap than normal polos. I feel like they are just easier. I don't know why. I just feel like they're easier and they don't get like clumpy and like have weird little curves, and you know what I'm talking about when polos get like little clumps or like little weird bends in them. These don't do that as much. Cons would be they're very expensive. I think they're $100 a pair, so it's $200 for a full set, and that's a lot. I don't love that. That's why I bought mine from a lady at my barn instead of buying them new, because I knew that I wanted them, but I just could not afford that. But I think if you can afford it, I think that they're a good investment. They do last a pretty long time. Finn's owner has had his for forever, and I use them on a daily basis when I leased him, and I never saw like major wear with them or anything, and I think they last a long time, and I think it's a good investment, but they are kind of pricey. They're more difficult than boots are. They're not hard to use. Like I said, they're easier to wrap than normal polos in my opinion, but compared to boots, they are more difficult just because boots you just strap on, and polos you have to do the wrap thing and then you have to roll them when you're done with them, so they're just a little bit more difficult than boots are. And if you're somebody who is normally in a rush when you're at the barn, these might not be the best choice for you. And another con is that because they're like a lighter gray color, they get dirty very fast. Like mine have little stains on them, but you can machine wash them, which will take the stains out. It's just a little bit of a hassle. And the last con is that I don't feel like they get as cold as ice boots do, which is kind of a con, but not really, because I feel like compared to ice boots, they seem to do more for swelling, but I also feel like they never get nearly as cold. So I don't know if that's really that big of a deal, because I feel like they still are effective, but if you're getting them as a replacement for ice boots, that might not be a great idea just because they don't get nearly as cold. I think they work well for swelling and healing and stuff, but they're not necessarily like a duplicate for ice boots, if that makes sense. That is all for my review. If you have any more questions about the wraps or anything, I would be happy to answer them in the comments. And I will link Incrediwear's website below if you are interested in buying them. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you later. Bye!